3, 2, 1. Oh, we had time. Okay. We're gonna skip ahead. Okay, we're just gonna skip straight to the start because we are almost an hour behind on everything. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Day of the Dead.
Oh my God, it's Tim Schafer.
Show. Day of the Dead is a nonprofit organization whose team of volunteer curators scours the globe for the best in video games for you to enjoy, with a focus on indie developers who are lovely, and you'll get to meet them today as well as enjoy their games. And there's nothing else to worry about, so just sit back and relax and enjoy Day of the Dead Summer Games Fest Edition.
Yay!
Oh, that's a prop.
We love Cappy Games at Day of the Devs. They've been making incredible games for 20 years up in Toronto. You might know them for games
I
like
don't know why it's
Hello or
buffering
Super
weirdly.
Mario Sword and Sorcery. Or maybe you know their incredible puzzle games like Grindstone and Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. Well, if you're in the latter, we're very excited to announce their next great puzzle game.
Hi, I'm Eileen from Cappy Games.
And I'm Dan, Cappy's creative director.
Hi.
We're so thrilled today to be able to give you a first look at what we've been up to at the studio since releasing Grindstone. Introducing Battle Vision Network.
Oh, is this is very much focused on Capcom Mega Man Battle Network.
EVN fuses cozy, color-matching puzzle gameplay with deep turn-based tactics to test players.
I'm wondering if we're going to see this at the Wholesome Games.
It's a 1v1 puzzle battle in the galaxy's most watched sport.
Battlevision Network is a spiritual successor to one of Cappy's most beloved classic games, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. BVN reimagines Clash of Heroes' puzzle combat design to center an element that we at Cappy felt was one of its most interesting facets: multiplayer.
Over several rounds, take turns launching attacks by creating color-matched formations with your units. Vertical matches create attackers, horizontal matches create defenders.
The rapid-fire matches last a couple of minutes. BVN isn't just about dominating matches. BVN teams spend a season vying for the title of champion, and the player community ultimately decides which team
This is really
takes the
cool.
crown.
I like the
Between
concept for
multiple
this.
teams, bursting with personality and characters, each with its own playstyle and home arena.
Win a match with the Ragtags team, that win shapes the stats, outcome, and narrative events of the season for everyone.
Gameplay is simple enough to jump into, but as you rise in the ranks, you'll unlock new units, each with game-changing abilities, and discover endless new tactics and strategies. Charismatic captains front each team. Captains run the playfield with big personalities.
We do like
and
Shredder.
powers
I think
as
Shredder
well
is the
as
one.
time-turning special abilities.
When building the wild world of BVN, we weren't just influenced by our own game, Clash of Heroes. We were also inspired by the theatricality and spectacle of Eurovision. Cappy's art team has outdone themselves with a fantastic roster of hand-drawn and hand-animated characters, fashion-forward collectible outfits.
Battlevision Network is a live, season-based game with new twists, new characters, fresh rankings, and narrative surprises emerging every season.
Also excited to feature a phenomenal soundtrack by our frequent collaborators, the incredible Jim Guthrie and Sam Webster.
You'll be able to play BVN on mobile, PC, and console, and we'll be announcing more details soon.
We're so thankful to Day of the Devs for a chance to introduce Battlevision Network. I'm grateful to our awesome partners, Netflix. Wishlist the game to join the fun.
Battlevision Network.
Netflix.
Our next title comes to us from
Netflix.
Game Bakers, a small studio in Montpellier, France, who claim to make games the same way they cook food, with a lot of love. Their next dish comes to us piping hot, fresh from the oven. It'll take us to dizzying heights, which quite frankly give me the heebie-jeebies. So hold on tight, making its gameplay debut today. This is Cairn.
Oh, this is the rock climbing game that we saw. Cairn was also one of the games that we saw in the Summer Games Fest.
Hi.
How
I'm
do you
Emil
have
from
the
Game
energy?
Bakers. Maybe you know us for Fury or Haven. Fury was a hack and slash and Haven an RPG, but both were games about freedom. Live free to love who you want. Today I'm presenting our next game, Cairn, the final part of our Freedom trilogy. In Cairn, you play an alpinist who's climbing a deadly mountain. You put your life at risk to reach a summit that nobody reached before. You are obsessed by this ascent and you are climbing to free yourself from your own chains. Cairn is what we call a survival climber. You have to climb, but also survive in the mountain. The climbing is very realistic. You can climb absolutely everywhere as long as you manage to keep your balance and stamina.
This is really hard. Like, have you ever done rock climbing?
If you are careless, you fall. Falling, trying again the same route or a completely different route, trying over and over. To make it, you have to push yourself to go beyond your limits.
I'm wondering if this is similar to like those
Actual
rage
climb
games
feels
where
like an opponent,
you know, like getting over it.
like a boss fight. Even though you can climb free solo, alpinism has a natural checkpoint device, pitons. But you have a limited amount, and using them at the right time is key. Eventually, reaching the top of the wall is extremely satisfying. It's freeing.
God damn it! I was at the top.
And wishlist the game to stay tuned.
This is a really looking game.
A two-person team in Canada has been developing this next game
I am
in
8-bit.
absolute secrecy over the last 3 years. And as a fellow Canadian, I call dibs on introducing it. You may also recognize one of the developers' voices from their wildly popular YouTube channel. From Nanopark Studios and I Am 8-Bit Presents, prepare yourself for... wait for it.
The game's called Wait For It, I think. The hell did I put it? Wait, I had a spin dash there.
Hello there, my name's Brandon.
And I'm Danny, and we are here to show you our game, Pedal Runner.
Pedal Runner. This looks cool. I like this. Oh, wow!
Pedal Runner is a retro-flavored slice-of-life RPG where you...
I'm sorry about the sound. I don't know how to fix that.
delivers pets to people in a city called Sapphire Valley.
Okay, since we're all like
In
big
Sapphire
Sonic fans
Valley,
here,
the
it can be at the
company
end of the
Pets
stream since you're
has
reacting.
developed new
No,
devices
I
called
appreciate that.
Mixos to power their newest generation of digital pets. by using
When does it
unexpected
rain money?
material source, flowers.
When does it
It's
rain
delivered
money,
and
B?
installed by specialized couriers known as pedal runners. As a pedal runner, this installation involves
When there is-
connecting the cell and calibrating it by performing a sequence of quick and varied mini.
When there is a change in the weather. That took a little while.
Once that calibration is complete, the new Hannah pet begins to farm.
Since we've been reacting to a lot of Sonic stuff, honestly. What do you get when you
Plays
cross a
Callie,
parrot
who's a new
with a
recruit in
centipede?
the pedal runner program. So being new in town,
What do
and
you
with
get
a bit of a shy
when you cross a
personality,
parrot
Callie does encounter
with a
some
centipede?
challenges along the way. Just from the difficulty of dealing with customers or talking to people in general, to their rivalry with a fellow recruit.
A walkie-talkie.
Fortunately, Callie is joined by their pet companion.
Thank you
Kira.
very much for redeeming
Kira
that.
is unique in
Took
that
me
he's
way
an
too long to
prototype
get
of
it.
Hannah Pets, which is a simpler and now obsolete handheld model. So with that outdated tech, Kira has some quirks, like his battery isn't always reliable. but he's way
Oh,
more
that's
bullying than Kelly,
awesome.
and so he's great to have around when meeting new people. He's practically indispensable.
I would love to do an
Veteran program
artwork
will
in
take
this
Kelly and
style.
Kira
Like I
through
have,
4 unique
but I
districts
want to
of Sapphire
do
Valley.
like I don't know
Along
what
the way,
do you get.
mysterious occurrences will begin to surface, and we will encounter individuals who think that there may be more to uncover about the new Hanapets sensation.
I'm surprised to see one of your kind here, and you're lost, little petal.
So, it's got motorcycles, robots, there's flowers, there's pets. We tried to really give the story some heart to it, and we just hope you have fun playing.
And thanks for checking out Pet Runner.
I want to be able to make an artwork like this. Nanopark Studios. Of course you have to do the Akira side. You have to do the Akira
Power
side.
Studio. Our next game is a dystopian thriller that's as every bit Orwellian as it is Lynchian.
I don't know if
It's a
you
tale of
got
temporal
it in the
technologies,
NB.
unimaginable body horrors, and psychedelic nightmares. This is Karma: The Dark World.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting a 3D thing. Wait, didn't we see this in another thing?
嗨，各位好，我是 Karma The Dark World 的创意总监王永鹤。我们团队月壤工作室来自于中国上海，团队的目标是带给全球玩家有趣且有深度的叙事驱动类游戏。很荣幸借此机会向各位玩家展示由我们才华横溢的月壤团队所制作的第一款游戏《Karma The Dark World》。
Of course, you
这
gotta
是
do
一
a Twin
款
Peaks
第一人称
reference.
叙事驱动类的心理恐怖游戏，玩家将扮演利维坦思想局。
Yeah, yeah. I think we have seen this.
它
We
的
see
主
this.
要
We saw this in
任务
another.
目的是潜入嫌疑人的大脑，并调查事件的真相。
I
玩家
think
将
we
在两
have
个
seen
不
this in
同的世界
another
中进行
another.
去
I think it was in the
了解
PlayStation
不同
one.
的情绪和故事。一个是在反乌托邦的现实世界，你将了解到扭曲、压抑、毫无人性的社会观。另一个是用记忆所构建的脑中世界，你将看见诡异恐怖的画面，但却包含了
Oh,
猎
this
人
is
创造的
very
真相。
similar. I wouldn't
在
say
这个游
very
戏
similar,
中，
but
作为探
very
员，你需要坚
related
守
to
意志，效忠
Evil
这座
Within.
城市的掌控者利维坦公司。但直到有一天，你发现正在调查的案件发生了翻天覆地的变化，你冰冷的心从此开始逐渐融化。
What have I done?
这就是《Karma The Dark World》，一个你没有体验过、带有浓厚电影风格的反乌托邦游戏。如果你想要了解
This
更多关于这
looks
个故事
cool.
的最后的真相，
Like
请访问我们的网站 karmadarkworld.com。
this looks
我们会第一
insane.
时间告知你试玩的 demo 相关时间。最后，请大家享受预告片。
I don't know if you're still waiting on the answer, B.
My prosthetic! This isn't real. This can't be real.
This is one way he dies. Yeah, this came on. Yeah, I think this was on the PlayStation State of Play.
How do you follow up making 2 of the best indie games of all time? Make 50 more. That's what's happening with UFO 50. This is from the team at Mossmouth, who made Spelunky and Spelunky 2. It's as if you took the modern design sensibilities of today and went back in time and made an entire console worth of retro games.
A
It's coming
walkie-talkie.
so soon.
Hi, I'm Derek. I'm John, and we're part of the team of indie developers working on UFO 50, a collection of 50 games.
You heard that correctly. That's 50 brand new games.
Oh wow, that's a cool concept. I like the idea of this game a lot. That was my reaction. Silence. Of course.
First and foremost, these are not mini games. Some of the games are smaller, like arcade-style games.
This looks really cool.
Others are quite large, with expansive worlds to explore. But every single game is a complete experience, from its opening title screen to its ending credits.
There's a story that connects all these games too. We invented a fictional company called UFO Soft that developed these games for a fictional 80s game console. This company's history spans from 1982 to 1990, and the games get more technically advanced as the years go on.
Oh,
And
that's
as you
cool.
explore the timeline, you'll find that some games have sequels or recurring characters.
We also thought about the limitations of the hardware. We devised a strict 32-color palette as well as audio restrictions to make you feel like you're in the world of UFO 50, no matter which game you're playing.
But one area where we didn't limit ourselves is in the game's designs. We were happy to build on modern game design and genres, and we strived to make sure that each game felt like a unique experience.
Doki Doki Panic.
Our goal isn't just to remind you of a bygone era, it's also to provide 50 fresh experiences. We like to think that UFO Soft was a company that was ahead of its time.
Did it die in that process though?
All of the games are unlocked from the start, so you can explore the collection in your own way. Every game's not going to be everyone's favorite, but figuring out which games you like is part of the fun.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
much variety, you're sure to find something to get lost in, whether you prefer fast-paced action games or thinky strategy games.
This is really cool. Honestly, I like remixed games like this. I like the idea of remixed games like this.
Play together. So half of UFO 50's games have multiplayer, either co-op or versus.
Needless to say, UFO 50 has been in development for a long time. But today, we're very excited to finally announce a release date.
That's
I
right.
feel like it would come on
UFO 50
everything.
is coming to Steam on September 18th.
Please find our Steam page and wish
Aw,
list
that's
the games
cool.
so you can be notified when it comes out.
P.I.? Pie?
The developer of this next game should
This
be
guy
a
is
pretty
tall.
familiar face, so it should be no surprise what they've cooked up. But nevertheless, it's still a world premiere. So take it away, Spry Fox.
I like this. All those who are lost deserve kindness. Where is everyone? Oh, right, yeah. Is this literally Cozy Grove? Spread a little kindness every day. Hey, Castaway. Thanks a billion. Have a spirit wood. Full again. My light expands. I think this will appear at the Cozy Direct as well. This feels like a game if it was based on Spirited Away a lot. Adopt animal companions and find forever camps. Who's there? Step closer and I have a story to tell. Yeah, I think we've seen this. Cozy. Yeah, this is Cozy Grove. Oh, it's coming out on no in-game ads. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool. I hope they don't start adding it in because they said they're gonna do it anyway. But you know,
And I'm Jamie Antonise, lead narrative.
I'm
designer
kind
for
of
Cozy
like
Grove
on a boat for that one.
Premiere of Cozy Grove Camp Spirit. We're really grateful to be a part of Day of the Devs alongside so many creative and inspiring developers. We started Spry Fox 14 years ago with the goal of making the world a happier place. This is the first game we're launching since we became part of Netflix. That's allowed us to focus all of our energies on making this game as delightful and meaningful as possible, and to bring it to all Netflix users without any advertisements or in-app purchases of any kind. We feel really lucky.
As you just saw, Cozy Grove Camp Spirit takes place on a haunted island where you'll assist an unusual assortment of troubled but insanely cute ghostly bears. Each bear has a unique personality and backstory
Ghostly
that
bears.
through your interactions with them. It's a spooky but heartwarming life sim game where your small daily acts of kindness advance the story.
We want Cozy Grove Camp Spirit to be a game that you can come back to at your own pace for months, if not years to come.
This is definitely a cozy game that should have been in the Wholesome Direct, honestly. But if it's here, I hope that in the Wholesome Direct they show a different game.
Cozy Grove Camp Spirit is launching soon, so pre-register now on your mobile app store to be the first Spirit Scout on the island. We'll see you there.
Are you a dog lover? Then you'll be super into our next title. Hell, I'm more into cats, but this game is just so cute, I can't help but be into it. Enjoy this teaser from Studio Tolima and publisher Don't Nod, featuring a puppy and their...
Don't Nod. That's
Hey,
Life Strange,
hello
guys.
everyone. My name is Ben. I'm the founder and creative director at Studio Tolima. We're a small indie studio based in Brussels, Belgium, and we are working on our first title, Koira.
I love games with full ambience.
Koira is a narrative game where you wake up in a snowy forest and encounter a small puppy who got trapped. You set him free, and together you go on a beautiful adventure and set out to reach Koira's house. This relationship is really at the heart of our game. In Koira, you go through a musical forest, filled with sounds to discover and interact with. For example, each character and animal in the forest is voiced by a different instrument. And you can use their voice to interact with the world, to activate ancient statues, to speak to whimsical animals, and to earn the trust of the puppy. To progress through the story, you can also manipulate items and use your new companion's unique abilities. With these, you can solve puzzles, but you can also just play together. For example, by playing fetch, building snowmen, or my personal favorite, playing hide and seek. As they journey through the winter wonderland, they encounter obstacles, they share laughs, and they save other woodland creatures. But
Aw.
if winter is magical, it's also dangerous. And they are not alone in this forest. Mysterious hunters are lurking around and following them. Our goal with Koira is to create a universal tale which focuses on the emotional journey. We want to create a game that is as immersive and intuitive as possible. It's a game without any text nor dialogue.
Oh, that's
The
awesome.
whole story is brought to life through expressive hand-drawn art, frame-by-frame animation, and a beautiful original soundtrack.
Aww.
Let yourself be carried away by the magical
Aw.
and serene atmosphere of the forest. Contemplate and play at your own pace. We can't wait to share more with you. So if you'd like to be one of the first
That's
ones
really
to hear about what we're
cute.
up to and our
It's
upcoming
really
demo,
endearing.
please head over to our Steam page to wishlist the game. Thanks again, and we look forward to sharing more with you.
Also, Koira is the person, not the doggo. I'm wondering
I
what's
love
gonna
a
happen
good
to the
puzzle
doggo.
game, especially one with a really elegant design that evolves as you play. Better yet, if it's got a beautiful art style or a captivating narrative to pull you through. Well, this game has all of that. This is Arranger from indie supergroup Furniture and Mattress.
Hola, soy Nico Recabarren de Mendoza, Argentina. Hace un tiempo hice un juego de puzzles multipremiado llamado Ethereal, junto con Tommy Batista. Desde entonces hemos estado trabajando muy duro en una aventura mucho más ambiciosa, junto con nuevos amigos, David Hellman, cuyo arte expresivo seguramente recuerdes por Brave, y Nick Sander, que con su humor y creatividad probablemente te ha hecho soltar más de una risa con Carto. Con nuestra visión creativa compartida queremos
I do
traerles
like
algo que se sienta
when studios
fresco y
actually
ligero.
decide
Ojalá les
to
guste.
showcase their
a
like they're allowed to have personalities. Why is there no sound to the?
In Arranger, you play as Gemma, a slightly chaotic young woman who's looking to venture out beyond the overly cozy confines of her hometown. Always been a bit of a misfit, which isn't helped by the strange way that she moves through the world. As she moves, objects on the same row or column move with her. And if she gets to the edge of the gameplay grid, she loops around to the other side. We use this core set of
But I love that
mechanics
move.
in a wide variety of interesting ways throughout the adventure.
We saw this in another
Hesitate
direct.
anyone
It wasn't a Nintendo direct. I think it might have been the.
feeling breezy, playful, and respectful of your time.
I think this is the. I think this was in the State of Play as well.
It exists on a sprawling, interconnected grid, on which you'll find towns full of lovable weirdos to chat with and advance the story. Wilderness spaces to navigate.
Those
awesome
lazy Larrys.
puzzles and exciting mysteries. And dungeons teeming with monsters to puzzle your way past. Or through. Told through expressive comic-style cutscenes. We follow Gemma on her journey of self-discovery. Heading out beyond the walls of her town, she soon discovers a beautiful, inspiring world. But also one ruled by fear and a strange, immovable force called the Static. Can she disrupt a culture of stagnation and find a place to fit into it? Find out in a new type of role puzzling game when Arranger launches on July 25th.
Yeah.
There's never been a bigger red herring than the developer name Cozy Game Pals, because their idea of cozy is a little twisted. Here's your world premiere first look at the very first release from Blumhouse Games.
Amy?
PS1 style, PS2 style game. Oh, this is Blumhouse. This is one of the Blumhouse games.
Nah, it's totally empty. I hope the board looks as creepy as I imagine. Let's go. With hands entwined and hearts aligned, we seek the realm of the undefined. What was that? Don't worry, Viv. If any ghosts actually show up, I'll protect you. Amy!
But who will protect you?
Oh, I've got to get out of here. Where did you go?
The soundtrack is very uplifting.
Hello? Amy! Just go home, Viv.
Yo, what?
I'll save you, no matter what. Don't worry, Viv. Everything is going to be spectacular. I'm happy here.
Fear the
So
spotlight.
happy.
Ooh.
A few months ago, this next game appeared on the interwebs out of nowhere. It mystified
it may
us.
be a
It
little
seems
bit
like a novelty
too,
at first,
like,
but then you realize
adventure-y.
just how profound its mechanics and rendering engine are.
But it's
From
really
Crescent
good
Moon
because
Games
it reminds me of
and
like
Those Dang
college
Games,
style horror
this
game.
is Screenbound, a game.
Hey guys, it's Josh Precison, and I'm the game director of Screenbound. Today we'll be talking with Kyle McKeever, who's the game developer. We'll be talking about the game's mechanics, how it started, and how it's going.
Hi, my name is Kyle McKeever, and I'm the developer of Screenbound. And Josh, you and I have been working together on Screenbound for a couple months now. Do you want to talk about the idea of how Screenbound came to be?
So I was watching a video of someone playing a Game Boy, and I don't know why it came to mind exactly, but just seeing the image of someone holding a device in their hand with an environment in the background and something happening on the screen made me think, how could you link this all together into a game?
Oh,
where
that's
you're playing on the
cool.
screen and you've got a 3D environment and they're both linked. It started with a little prototype of just a character holding the device, having an endless running motion and jumping at the same time as seeing it in 2D and 3D.
And then the other part of it was the
This is-
controls from the prototype. They weren't set in place.
Kinda
We're
like
having this
my
problem
uni
where
project.
You're exploring this world, but only facing forward, and you can move side to side, but you're only looking in front of you. So at first we're like, okay, maybe we can just do a 180 so you can at least go backwards, because we were constantly moving forward in 3D space. So we tried that. That felt a little weird. And then at that point I was like, you know what? Since most of the games out there that people are familiar with are first-person shooter games, why don't we try FPS controls? and then you implemented an FPS controller and kept the 2D essentially the same, and for some reason it just miraculously worked. So the device itself that you use in Screenbound is a quantum device. How that works in the context
That's
of the game is
awesome.
that
That's an
the
awesome
2D
concept.
world that's presented on the screen is actually projecting an environment as a 3D world, which is also how it works in the level editor, because the level editor is 2D, and once you finish your level or you're finished working on it, it actually builds the entire 3D geometry out and creates a 3D world.
Press escape to go back to the level editor. Oh wow. So some of this reminds me of my uni project. I did a project called Immersion in 2D versus 3D and comparing the two. At the time, no one had done any sort of like research for it. But the concept for this was basically the same. It was the idea of just, well, not this gameplay style or implementing the style, but the same map, but one was in 2D and one was in 3D. Oh look, it's a Nintendo SP.
Immediately, you're going to realize that you can't play one or the other dimension. You have to be paying attention to both.
When I'm testing and developing, if I lose track of the 2D side, I'm always running into enemies. And that's how you die. The biggest risk in 3D is literally falling. It's pretty clear cut though, because everything translates fairly one-to-one. If there's like pixelated grass in the 2D world, there's going to be grass in the 3D world. Same with trees.
Yeah, all that stuff crosses over, except some of the puzzle elements or some of the things you only see in 2D or you only see in 3D, like the fan.
Yeah, you kind of solve puzzle elements more so on the 3D side, but then you survive threats by focusing on the 2D side.
And
that's a really cool
that's pretty
concept.
much it. We'll talk soon.
Our next
That
game
is a really
takes
cool
what you
concept.
might consider a dream job and adds a heap of dread. You play as a zookeeper tending to animals, except something is terribly wrong. Developed by an international team at Clapperheads, this is Zoocosis, and I promise you've never seen giraffes like this before.
You think they're cute? I don't. You've all been to the zoo, and each of you has your favorite animals. But do you know what happened here at night behind closed doors? I'm Valentin Shukin, the lead game designer of the Zoocosis game, and I invite you to become a night zookeeper.
A night zookeeper, not a day zookeeper. That's why it's creepy.
Oh, you finally awake? Good. Get up. It's time to get to work.
Wake up, samurai.
Hurry up. You have nothing to worry about.
What's that?
What was that? There's something in the works that you're not ready to know about yet.
The plot of Zoocosis was written in the best traditions of the thriller and horror genres. We aim to create a dark atmosphere resembling the works of Hans Giger, Lovecraft, and Edgar Allan Poe. We achieve this through lighting placement, color correction, textures, and environmental props.
This is our mobile veterinary station. Here you'll be mixing medication for our animals.
Are they sick?
Well, they can be. We need to closely monitor the health of the animals. We have some quite rare specimens.
The mutation, the parasite, and the infection that's happening to these animals, it's kind of like reprogramming their biology.
What the hell?
The giraffe head acting like a large anaconda, slithering with its jaw unhinged, try to bite you. The concept of the giraffe set the basis of each animal having their own unique design and their mutation.
Hey, hi, do you like teeth?
In the game. Each of the endings depend on the choices made by the player during the game. Planning out all the endings was quite challenging. We dedicated a substantial amount of time structuring the paths and dialogues into a unified framework to ensure seamless functionality.
Every zookeeper is entitled to a service car. This one's mine. If you perform well tonight, you'll get one in the morning. Is that your wife? Should I tell her you're staying here for the night? Keep in mind, I'll lock you in until morning.
Your main goal will be to save the animals, including infected ones that have turned into mutants. Save them and save yourself.
We really hope that you will enjoy the Zoocosis releasing this summer. Wishlist it on Steam and follow us on social media. Thank you so much for the support. See ya.
This?
Why are you so jumpy?
And that's the game. Except not quite. Because see, in While Waiting by Optilusion Games, waiting is always an option, but not the whole story. And that's what I like about our next title. It's more than meets the eye. See what mischief you can get up to.
But it's not Transformers.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom, the founder of Optilusion Games. We're a game studio based in Irvine. Today I'm thrilled to reintroduce our latest game, While Waiting.
I'm wondering what this reminds me of. It reminds me of the No game.
While Waiting is a game about waiting for things to happen, waiting for the bus, waiting for the traffic.
This sounds like my
for
life.
the line to move. Follow our main character Adam as he waits his way through the various scenarios of everyday life.
Oh, I'd be so annoyed.
Maybe you want to be a well-behaved kid and embody good old-fashioned patience. Or perhaps you want to get up to a little tomfoolery. Or maybe a lot of it.
Alright.
For people who really want to do something, you can find your own way to kill the time. We also have prepared a list of meaningless challenges to help you with it. If they're too hard, or maybe not your cup of tea, that's okay. We also have a very, very helpful fidget button, especially designed for you. Just press it.
That's actually pretty cool.
Explore over 100 hand-painted levels, each chock full of mini-games, fun little interactions, Easter eggs, and things you should definitely not try in your daily life.
That's awesome. That's so dope, but I love it.
Don't worry about Adam though, he's a tough little guy. Get to know his family, his friends, and his victims as you follow Adam's life from birth to death with every mundane thing in between.
Oh, I thought the ducks died.
Wait, nothing else.
When they put Ichiban Kasuga in the game.
Add to waitlist on Steam. I mean, wishlist.
During the selection process,
Actually, it was a
this
good
next game
good pun.
Really caught my eye. It's got cyberpunk vibes, horror vibes, ghost vibes, all the vibes. With this game, Toronto-based developer Rocket Adrift really captured something unique.
Ooh, pixel art. What was that? Sounds like it came from the kitchen. My love, turn around. Just don't go. Just sit down. Turn around. I can't. Salem. Oh God. Agatha Falls. Oh, okay. Hey, she's having an episode. Go grab her meds. Where are Angie's? Yeah, no problem. What? Just be quick, okay? I need to watch her and get her back in her chair.
One of the concepts that we wanted to really emphasize was identity, what it means to be who you are, and how horrific it might be if that was stripped from you. The protagonist has amnesia. You don't know who you are.
The idea of losing yourself, it seems like it should be the one thing that can't be taken away from you.
We wanted to set the game into a kind of cyberpunk future. We were really interested in the paranormal concepts and the more grounded future technology. Cyberpunk has a lot of themes that fit well with the story that we wanted to tell. The idea of what makes humans human, having your environment really impact who you are and what you're dealing with, this kind of dystopian future.
Oh God.
That's kind of horrific in itself.
Man, the sound effects are like super old school as well.
In our main character, Hayes, we also decided to make them non-binary and biracial. Part of that is what creates a rift in their ability to connect with other people. And so Psychroma was a great way for me to explore that part of myself, and not being black enough for the black community and obviously not white passing. And I've never really been able to explore that or really talk about that openly until now, I think. We like to write from our own perspectives, and I feel like that's really helpful for a certain kind of player that's looking for that in their narrative-driven games. It really is amazing to see people interact with the media you made and get it. For anyone else out there that's looking to make impactful indie games, it's going to be hard, but the feeling that you get when you get that game into someone's hands, there's nothing else like it, and for me, it's way worth it.
Psychroma. Jeez.
It's time to get cozy, and this game is about as cozy as it gets, because it's about houses, just not quite in the way you'd expect.
See, I expect it to be more like the
building relationships.
Oh, okay, never mind. This is not what the game I thought it was. Yeah, Thailand.
And I'm here to show you probably the most stupid game you'll see all day today. It's a silly adventure game where you play as a house on a date, and it's called Building Relationships. Take a look.
Wait, what?
In this game, you'll find yourself as a new arrival on the island.
Huh?
You'll be exploring the area, moving
Huh?
around just like a real house.
Huh? Talk to the friendly apartment. Wait, what?
Here's a bunch
I feel like I missed a part.
Like
Nice
Mint,
moves. Makes
who's a
me feel
friendly
less like an apartment and more
here to
like an
help
ooze.
introduce
They're
you to
really
the
making
others.
games of anything nowadays. I was thinking of
Or
Katamari,
Millie,
the sea breeze against my
who's
facade.
this tall windmill.
Cannot wait for House to be confirmed in Smash Bros.
Just step on you if you ask them nicely.
What?
You'll also find these chesters hiding around the island. They're not looking for a date, they're in a very complicated polycule, but they'll help you unlock new abilities like jumping and wave dashing.
Wave
If you're
dashing.
looking for a break,
You might be
there's
right,
fun
Pierre Valkyrie.
fishing spots around the island.
You might be right about
Though
wave.
the
It's got
local
wave dashing.
wildlife might not be what you expected.
Is it a car? You got a sea bass.
Oh, it looks like there's a few questions on stream. Let me take a look.
I like how the
Is this a dating sim? Not exactly. There's some dating elements, but the story all takes place in one day. So think of it more like a short hike, but stupid.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay?
Pee pee poo poo.
No. Is my mother proud of me? No. Can you have sex in the game?
Oh my god. What is this
But
game?
there
I
is
think
some
I've heard of
financial
Moving House, but this
penalty,
is ridiculous.
which is just like in real life, you have to pay extra for that.
An unexpected adventure awaits in Building Relationships.
What is
Which
this?
is now on Steam.
Oh my god.
What am I doing in my life?
Last summer, Day of the Devs
Wow.
featured a little-known game that celebrates the everyday and turns it into
I
something
love how
therapeutic.
they let him talk
It
like
became
that.
an absolute hit, and we're oh so happy to world premiere their latest DLC.
That's amazing.
Hello, I'm Annie. And this is Lucas.
Secret mode.
Here we
I
are,
believe they're
working
based in
hard,
Britain.
Finding stars for a little to the left. It's a game where you solve puzzles by organizing household items.
Yeah, I remember
We
this.
think it's neat that there are different ways to arrange things. In our game, you find stars with each arrangement that you discover. And we really leaned into this idea for our new DLC.
Watching Devolver Digital
left,
and it's
Seeing
unhinged.
Stars.
I haven't got to the Devolver Digital part yet, but
Seeing Stars is
hopefully
all about
you don't mind
multiple
waiting.
There are 33 new levels and 5 additional bonus levels to unlock. Some levels have up to 5 different ways to solve them. In total, there are 100 stars to discover. We've introduced interactive items that fold, flap, stick, stack, smash, and bounce. We've got the classic organizational puzzles, of course, and solutions that range from easy to tricky.
I would
There's a
love
lot
to
be
spend
excited
time playing a
about,
game
but
like
the
this,
best thing of all
but I feel like
might
I could
just be
never find the right
more
mentality for it.
A little to the left, Seeing Stars, available June 25th.
On everything.
Have
I
you
hope
ever
so.
wanted to play a game forever? In Hello Again, developed by the folks at Soup Island, you'll delve into ancient ruins, and thanks to a strange time loop affecting the island you're on, you'll have plenty of time to explore every inch.
Hello again. My name is Dwight Davis, and I'm the sole developer behind Hello Again, which is a game about being trapped in the world's coziest time loop. In Hello Again, you play as a diligent postal worker who is assigned the task of delivering a package to a remote island. One shipwreck later, you awaken stranded on the island and trapped inside an unexplained 12-hour time loop.
I hope so.
The 3 core pillars of Hello Again are exploration, conversation, and puzzle solving. This is a dense game with lots of strange locations and phenomena, so a lot of your experience will consist of walking around and filling your journal with observations. As you explore, you'll discover that everything runs on a clock, from the weather, to the tides, to the ancient circuits that power the ruins littered across the island. As you play,
Death
you
Stranding
also
2?
unlock a forgotten story about the people who
I guess you got a
populated this
point.
island thousands of years ago. Since the islanders have no
I never
idea
thought
what
of it
they're
that
bound
way.
to a
I
time
should've.
loop, you can use your ever-expanding knowledge to help and/or manipulate them, so you can reach your goals.
Anyways, welcome to the Saltwater Motel. Cleanest, least bed bugs have this motel on the globe.
So, in short, what
Oily
happens when you
Boyd
mix the
pricing.
gameplay and mechanics of Outer Wilds with the vibes of Animal Crossing and the small town feel of Groundhog Day? The answer is Hello Again, coming in 2025.
So our next title, Tom the Post Girl, is a narrative adventure game by Zurich-based studio Oopsie Daisies. And
Wow,
aptly
okay.
named, as Tom, our main character, has plenty of Oopsie Daisies of her own in this game. It has a twisted sense of humor and offers choices that'll leave you wondering, should I have done that? Yeah, it's probably fine. If you're looking to connect with your inner voyeur, this is the game for you.
Hello, we're the Oopsie Daisies.
I realize
a small
I may have
studio
left
from
my
Switzerland, and
thing
we are
on.
here to present you our debut title, Tom the Post Girl.
I think I may have, yeah. I thought I had.
Accompany Tom on her duties delivering packages to the deranged villagers. And discover a great deal, perhaps too much, about the locals. Her approach, although controversial, is highly effective, intense and obsessive stalking.
Wait, what?
As you'll follow her, you'll witness a wide variety of scenes, each more disturbing and chaotic than the last one.
Yo! The hell did I come back to?
But is that really gonna stop you from continuing to do so?
Quite the opposite.
We were inspired by the
Oh,
little red
oh,
riding
okay.
hood, which you can recognize in the main protagonist, Tom. We then used her curiosity and exaggerated it to the max, turning her into a stalking post girl.
We had a lot of fun creating this very strange, unique, hand-drawn environment for you to explore, and hope that you'll also enjoy stalking around in it.
Now someone's gonna tell me that because the character's red, it's me. It is in fact not me. Beware of the stalker. Oh god. Oh, now she's green. Burn it all down.
We're calling to all fans of creepy cute narrative games.
If you're curious to follow the development of Tom, make sure to stalk us on social media.
And of course, wishlist the game on Steam. Bye!
Bye.
Bye!
This next game is based in Jakarta, and it's full of lots of life stuff. Happiness, sorrow, music. It's called Afterlove EP, and it's awesome.
Hello, my name is Sasha, and I am the lead narrative designer of the upcoming narrative game, Afterlove EP.
Afterlove episode? Coffee Talk and what comes after. Oh, does everyone else play Coffee Talk?
This game is about a musician in Jakarta who hears the voice of his girlfriend after her death.
Come on, Nama, get up!
It will explore the theme of love, dealing with loss and grief, and finding your true self in the bustling city of Jakarta. This game was the golden child of my best friend, the late Fahmi Hasni, who sadly passed away in March 2022. And I know how much he loved this project, and he would want the world to listen to this story. So we are more than honored to pick up the torch and continue his legacy. Fahmi loved Jakarta very much. I'm always the introvert side of our friendship duo, and he was always the one who took me to all the wonderful places in Jakarta I used to never know about. And most of those places made it into the game, like the places where he loved ramen, or where he would get his coffee, or like where he would meet his friends, or music.
Damn.
And I've enjoyed exploring those places in the game, like we used to do.
Damn, this is
We
hitting
had
my
the
heart.
pleasure of working with a wonderful shoegaze band from Jakarta, Lalfalfa. They are very brilliant. Sorry, I can't really help fangirling about them. Like, they are so good. And Lalfalfa will be making the soundtrack for Afterlove EP, including the music Rama plays in the rhythm game. We are also really happy to be working with our main artist, Soyatu. Soyatu has breathed life into our characters with his very distinctive art style. And
It
also
looks really
his
cool.
for
I love the
underground
art style.
music scene. We don't have the release date yet, but we expect it to be released around October this year. So please bear with us a little longer, and thank you so much for your support.
Aww. It hurts my heart and soul, honestly. That was really
We all need
that
a
was
good
really
mystery
sad.
to unravel, and the team at European developer
Ah.
Caligram Studios aims to please with their upcoming game Phoenix Springs. In this neo-noir adventure, you'll search for your lost brother while navigating a captivating world with one of the most striking color palettes I've ever seen.
Hi, I'm Jigme Oiser, co-founder of Caligram Studio, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to our mystery adventure game, Phoenix Springs.
When I finally find him, my brother makes me promise not to go to the Oasis. So, of course, it's where I end up.
You play as Iris Dormer, a reporter whose search for a brother leads her to this beautiful yet eerie desert oasis named Phoenix Springs.
It is a beautiful place to explore. Life is slow. The air is clean. secrets are kept. But should I stop looking for answers?
We call it a modern point-and-click game. It feels like one of the classic of the 90s that we know and love. But the key difference is that you don't hold objects in your inventory. What you have instead are thoughts and concepts and ideas, like a detective pinboard, and you have to connect them with the world around you or mention them in conversations in order to progress.
That's actually an interesting way of going about it, honestly. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the last game did kind of put me on edge. Not edge, but like on kind of set me off a little.
It's been in development for 7 years now.
It's very
with
sad.
a small team of 3, and one of the biggest challenges was trying to crack the art style, which is a combination of 3D and traditional 2D hand-drawn animation and illustration.
That must have been a ball ache to deal with, honestly.
Over the last year, we've been incredibly lucky to be able to take the game on the road. Places like South by Southwest Sydney, the London Games Festival, or IndieX in Lisbon.
They were at
won the award
London
for
Games
Best Art
Festival?
Direction. But really what we saw, the value of these events like Day of the Devs, it's not just being able to get the games in front of players, but really connect with other developers, especially in small teams, who might be facing the same challenges you do.
I will never stop looking for answers.
The game is set to release on September the 16th, 2024 on Steam, so you know what to do. And in the meantime, on behalf of the whole team, thanks again to Day of the Devs, and we really can't wait to welcome you all into this little world that we created for you.
Road 96, Lost in Harmony, 1111, Memories Retold. Developer Digix Art out of France has had a pretty prolific run, and we're so very proud to world premiere their very next game. Spoiler alert, it has a lot of water.
I don't know about water.
Hi everyone, we are Alishan Ayub from Jigsaws.
Here is the project that we've been working on for the past 3 years since Road 96.
We are really excited to present to you our new
Road
game,
96
Rise
is
of
the
Tomorrow.
is the driving game where everything was going to hell, right?
Welcome to Pleasureland, my friend. Best place to... Wait, you look familiar. Welcome to Pleasureland, my friend. I'll introduce you to the joys of this amazing place. You okay? You're not gonna die, right?
That's the bastard! You'll learn what it costs
Wow.
to steal from Obin.
I hope it's the right one.
They have the same clothes.
Wait, that's not the thief. But it was your friend who did it, right? I made the mistake. You want to talk to me? Get on your knees first. Bastard! You won't get away with it! Your friend escaped with my Ozen. And now, you'll pay for it.
Huh? 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 So which friends?
With Day of the Devs, our mission has always been to celebrate the creativity, diversity, and magic of video games.
We strive to give a voice to emerging and underrepresented talent and to connect players with developers and their games.
For more than 10 years, we've featured hundreds and hundreds of games at in-person events, and our digital showcase have been watched by tens of millions of fans globally.
Better yet, it's all been completely free. Free admission for attendees, free to watch our streams, and free for developers to participate.
That's great.
It's common for developers to pay many thousands of dollars to be involved in other showcases and events.
But Day of the Devs has never charged developers to participate, and we never will.
This is only possible due to sponsorships and charitable contributions from people like you.
We want to continue doing Day of the Devs forever, but we're not going to lie, these events and shows cost a lot, and fundraising is hard.
We're so enormously grateful to everyone who has supported us all these years, But for Day of the Devs to continue, we're going to need ongoing support.
So please, if you love discovering new games and supporting emerging developers,
if you would like for us to keep on shining the spotlight on creators,
and especially if you are in a leadership position at a studio, publisher, or platform,
and have budgets that you can tap into,
then please consider donating to Day of the Devs.
Without your donations, without your sponsorship,
without your help, none of this can continue.
And remember, we're an official 501c3 nonprofit organization.
So all contributions are tax deductible.
To find out more and make a donation, head on over to dayofthedevs.com.
The one thing people need to remember, it's tax deductible,
Thank you
boyos.
so much for your continued support.
It's tax deductible. Oh, I think I saw Rahul Kohli there.
Stay tuned for Devolver Direct, coming up right after Day of the Devs. Thank you to our generous individual contributors and corporate sponsors. We could not do this without you. And here's a list of all the amazing companies that have supported us in 2024 so far. You could be on this list too.
You wouldn't steal a DVD is on his cap.
Sponsors, Double Fine Productions and I Am 8-Bit. And our 2024 sponsors.
Wow.
Annapurna Interactive, Bone Loaf,
UFO 50, Bone Loaf,
Egg,
Razer,
Idea Xbox.
Oh, I forgot about the Egg game.
Netflix Games, Nighthawk Interactive, Panic, PlayStation, Pop Agenda, Sabotage Studio, Studio MDHR, Summer Game Fest, UFO 50, Exola, Blumhouse Games. Thank you so much for your continued support. Special thanks to our guy, Dose One, for providing beats, interludes, musical poetry, yet again for Day of the Devs. We could not make this show as bombastic and cool and vibey without your stuff, man. You're a genius. Check out his stuff. Dose One. If you love this program and you want to support us, sign up for our email blast at dayofthedevs.org. We do lots of events and showcases.
I keep calling it Days of the Devs.
Stay tuned after this program for a pretty awesome musical performance. You don't want to miss it.
Looks like that's it today. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Jeff Keighley, for having us. Thank you for the developers for making these amazing games.
I can't hate Jeff Keighley if he does good things like this. Continue to not let me hate you, Jeff, for stuff like this.
Sticking around to check out these games. Have a great day, and thanks for watching Day of the Devs Summer Games Fest Edition. Bye.
Cocoon. So that's in visuals. Amazing. I really enjoyed this. I like this. I'm surprised I don't hear more about this. How did you rate Jeff's shoes, by the way? It was is that a thing I have to do now? Is that a thing I have to do now? Do I have to rate Jeff's shoes? All right. I give it. What is the rating exactly? How we setting the bar here? What's 0 and what's 10? 10 is when it's super loud. Well, no. The running trend. What we're trying to figure out is what's worse, that it's loud or that it's quiet. If it's loud, it shouldn't be there. If it's super loud, it shouldn't be there. Now, let's be fair. When he had loud ass shoes, he had it because it was during the Game Awards where he's supposed to be less, like, I wouldn't say less personality based, but more properly composite. Like here, having loud shoes would have made sense. So it's kind of like, okay, I guess the best way to describe it is, did the shoes suit the event? 10 out of 10 it did. 0 out of 10 it did not. 10 when it's perfect. 5 is when it's in the middle of the road, and 1 is when it's the worst thing conceptually by mankind. Okay. Falky, that's too many different concepts. It's too many different concepts. How am I meant to like fix that if all I can do is not that? All I can do here is 10. Like, okay, right. Let's try this again. We need a more concrete version of whether. Like, so we're just rating the shoes themselves. Because remember, the concept of why is the shoe so loud was literally because it was at an event. It was, what was your reaction to his shoes though? Were they offensive or just fine? They were definitely not offensive. They were fine, but slightly more towards the offensive side, because for some reason the outside of the shoe didn't have the red stripe to it, but the inside of the shoe did, and it looked like he had like one of those clamps that Asbos have, but it's red. So it's like, it was fine until I saw that. So maybe slightly leading, maybe like a 6.5. Oh no, sorry, a 4.5. Like maybe like 5. Yeah, 4.5. I think 4.5. It's leaning in that direction. Fine is literally as average as it gets. 4.5 is like, okay, it could have been better if I didn't see that bit. Like, I don't understand why that bit of his shoes exists, but it was weird because the rest of the shoe was grey and the inside of the shoe had the stripe thing. Not as enough. Like, Jeff, I know you're gonna watch the stream later, so yeah, sorry about this, man. Because clearly you look at my feedback all the time and you listen to it. But my point here is, you know what could have been better is if they just introduced the Hydro. Like, you bought Hydro shoes, like, just on purpose, just so people could remember the Hydro. You know, that would have been the true testament of your conviction to the cause. Because he's gonna get memed on anyway. The question is gonna come down to what he leans into. Because the best thing about memeing is that you have people talking about you. That's the thing you gotta take away from 90% of the situations I deal with. When it comes to Jeff is the #1 fan of the Faz Club. He wanted to try and pick Shadow the Hedgehog themed shoes. See, that not gonna lie, there is that. Although he was very much disinterested in it. So, you know, there was that. I'm wondering. I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again. It feels more like this is. I don't know. I'll get to that later. I feel like I need to talk about that later. I may skip this, you know. I may skip this. I wish he was the #1 fan of the Faz Club. Being slightly distracted, apologies. Flashing lights. See, let's see what we're dealing with here. Oh yeah, there's women-led games tomorrow as well. Right, I guess this is a good time to have a break. But yeah, the main thing here is I thought it was a good setup. I'm not gonna lie, the Jakarta story was really endearing and pretty. It's her best mate. It's his best mate. Continued the story. Continued the game. It's his best mate who continued the game, and I'm kind of like, I think the most interesting game that I thought was for the thing. Obviously, the Blumhouse game looked really cool. The Blumhouse game was really, really well put out. I think it was Stay Out of the Spotlight was what it's called. And then the other one was, I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called Waiting Time or something like that. Or Wasting Time. That one's a cool one. The house, Building Relationships was a good one. And what was the last one? I know there was one more. The game that was basically playing as a Game Boy, but 3D. That was a cool one. Because honestly speaking, for me, that basically sounds like my uni project. At least part of. Because the idea of how immersion works on both of them, it was basically that as a project, but they've mixed the two. So what I did was I built a level in 2D and 3D, and the idea is you play one on a 2.5D plane and the other one is in a 3D plane, and you had to get from point A to point B, and you just say which one's more immersive. That was the point of my entire thing. So almost when It Takes Two Faz when is It Takes Two Faz edition? It Takes Two Faz's edition. So to me that was like the most interesting one, because it was similar to the project. There was a lot of like connections between what I tried to achieve with that particular project versus what it is. And let's be fair, it was not a great project. It was a very last minute project. It was one that I had a better understanding of, and then just went all in, and just like I went with it with the most dumb ideas. And it just happened to be that it was a great idea type situation. So that's what my where my head was at with it all. All right, I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit.